Timothy, it's just Timothy. No, it's not just Timothy. I could not stand by a man that displayed himself the way Timothy did today.
I know damn well you are not talking. Girl, shut up. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, season 11, episodes 19 and 20. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So where I left off was the second half of the family visits. We have Tim and Sarah, who have made great strides so far in their relationship, but his friend, he's definitely derailing the progress.
We're like doing really well at the moment.
Are you sure? Tim said he was counting the days.
We took a shot of tequila and I made a face and I was like, oh, yuck, I hate that tequila. Oh, no, we didn't.
But should you have relaxed? Can you tell men to relax?
I would never tell someone to relax.
Tim, relax.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Relax.
I don't know. No, man.
Luckily for the friend, Sarah is a little less high-strung now than she was throughout the process, so she's taking this as comedy. She's not really reading into it too much. His immaturity, though, is a lot. It's a lot. I wouldn't want to deal with that. If that's her kind of banter, sure, but I feel like that's not Sarah's kind of banter. So in the long run, if they were to stay together, the friend gotta grow up, please. Can't stand it. But anyways, she and Tim are doing very well. He says that they are cuddling more, massaging, and even being intimate. He didn't explain what intimate is, but I'm going to assume they're knocking boots. Okay. Next, we have Timothy, who has promised to be less pissy. Great. Jaden and Ridge rank each other #1 in the photo ranking challenge. Stephen and Michael did the letter writing challenge, and Stephen confesses why he has his guard up.
I've experienced a man who is supposed to love his family unconditionally up and leave. For so many years, I have watched my family put themselves in vulnerable positions only to be disappointed and let down. I'm gonna do everything in my power to work through this and give you my full trust.
Not too intense for you?
No.
Now, I'm going to be honest, okay? I hear everything he said about his dad cheating and how that affected his family, how that, impacted him in relationships. He struggles to trust people and he thinks he's going to be abandoned. Totally understand. How did that relate to how Michael had treated him so far? Me personally, Michael didn't give him any reason to distrust him. So the self-sabotage wasn't making sense to me. Yeah, I don't know if I can have the sympathy for Stephen like we're supposed to have after this story, but it's nice to hear where this distrust comes from, and hopefully, Michael can prove him wrong, I guess. Because not everybody is out to hurt you, Don't go through life like that. You're going to end up like Timothy. Tristan and Cassandra's parents sense that things aren't going as well as they're trying to make it seem like they are.
Got an amazing human being here. I call her perfect human Cass. She's the best person on the planet. We're working through it, so that's just good.
Thank you.
He's listening intently.
I'm watching your body language. How is your sex life?
He's being cheeky.
I'm struggling a lot on just kind of getting to that level.
He just really lacks self-confidence.
So everyone is obviously aware that Tristan has low self-esteem and it's affecting how he relates with Cassandra in this experiment. But I'm at the point where I question his attraction for her in general. I do. I don't know. He says he likes her, and I think as a person, how can you not like Cassandra? She's so sweet, she's so adorable, but does he desire this woman? I don't think so. I really don't. But I don't have any evidence of that, so I'll just move on from that for now. Andrea and Richard, honey, things have taken a turn for them. They resolve it, but I'm thinking, is there trouble in the water that they are trying to hide from everybody else?
Andy, you're talking on the phone all the time, every day, and I never say a word. Doesn't seem to me that you're trying. What's really going on with you in that way? To be honest, I'll be right back to zero again. From my point of view, and he's not into me at all anymore.
After Richard's display 2 commitment ceremonies prior, Andrea has pulled back and he's feeling it for sure. What I'm understanding is that he just wants some attention and affection. So her venting to her friends for hours, allegedly, I don't know, they disagree on whether or not it was hours. It's setting him off a little bit, and I can understand that. But if Andrea is doing all the same things she was doing before, she's just taking time to connect with her friends, I don't really see the issue. I'm also inclined to believe that maybe this is happening now because they really have been in a love bubble for so long. And so maybe the honeymoon period is starting to wear off. But it's not to say she's not attracted to him. They're just cooling off a little bit. But yeah, anyways, they resolved things. It seems like they're back on track. Don't know if they're still having as much vigorous sex as Richard had told us, but at least they're doing something, child. It's better than some of these other couples, okay? Ben finally has returned, but he has not returned empty-handed. He has a guitar, and he's here to serenade Ellie.
I've been unaware of my up behaviors. Music for me is excellent therapy. It's one way I get out my feelings or my thoughts. So all these were just thoughts on what you said on the couch.
You make me cry. It kind of showed me that he was, you know, obviously thinking about this quite a lot, which I'd appreciate.
This man didn't even perform the song and she's here crying. Oh my gosh, like, Ellie, girl, Ellie. Whenever Ben says she's emotional, he means it in a derogatory way. But I almost want to be like, you might have to rein in your emotions when it comes to this man, because you get so easily flattered by anything. And I'm like, really? That's it? Okay. Anyways, they ended up having some kind of blow up because he wrote down a list of all the things he does not like about her. On the list was 1, that she is emotional. 2, he doesn't like that she wears makeup. He's never dated a woman who wears makeup before, or I guess wears as much makeup as her. Okay. He also doesn't like the fact that she is 32 and he is 39. That's the age gap that he's uncomfortable with. He doesn't like that she is from the Gold Coast, and he says that they lack good communication. Well, Ben, that's because of you. That's because of you. Ellie has always been available to talk, but it's on your terms. You're the one who doesn't want to be in the apartment. You're the one who goes MIA. Like, sir, please. Anyways, let's move on to the dinner party. We have Jack who arrives, and he's trying to bury the hatchet. No one is believing the story, but Laura's deciding to just put things to rest.
I have 3 older sisters, and I'm just like ashamed because they're going to see that.
Yeah. The mother and the sister and the cousin and the dog's brother about how they will be disappointed.
I'll still hang my hat. My message was, I want to hear from other people at the table. You snapped me, and then there's my character and my dignity hanging up here.
Yeah.
That really tells us that Jack doesn't get it, and it hasn't landed.
There's no real accountability.
And he doesn't understand the inappropriateness of what he did.
Also, all of a sudden now, everyone in your family would have been appalled by your behavior. If you knew they would have had that reaction, you wouldn't have reacted that way in the first place. And again, the fact that misogyny is your reflex, that's scary business, but they've decided to let bygones be bygones and move on. So are we. Ellie, in my opinion, has taught Ben that the bare minimum is acceptable. So here he is trying to do the bare minimum again. He printed out pictures of their wedding, and he wrote, "Meet me at the beach where we got married," or something like that, okay? Typically, this would work for Ellie. Let's not lie. Typically, something like this would work. And it seemed like it was for a little bit. But this time, because he's done it too many times, she's not letting him off the hook so easy.
You had a list of things that you didn't like about me. On that list was about me wearing makeup.
Oh, no. I don't have any sisters. Ellie spends a lot of time in the mirror.
The second point was that I'm too sensitive and too emotional, but you would be after 2.5 hours of sat there listening to this shit.
The truth is, I don't believe we're meant to be with each other.
Is what?
Honestly, I don't know what the kerfuffle was all about. He has said this before, that he doesn't think he should be matched with her. She'd already written leave at the last commitment ceremony, and John gave Ben 7 days notice. He hasn't changed in 7 days. So this is for the best, okay? Cut ties. I don't know why Ellie keeps trying with this man. Girl, for what? Girl, for what? And shout out to the people on Discord. I wanted Ellie and Ash to get together, but apparently Ash is with Natalie. So that's interesting. I'm going to find the picture and insert it in the video. But okay, good for you, Ash. Cute. Ellie, girl, run. Girl, run. I hope this is just for television, because ain't no way you'd keep this cycle going in your real relationships. I hope not. I really hope not. Oof. That must be exhausting. Then we have Jaden. Jaden feels very protective over Lucinda. He doesn't like the way that Timothy has been handling this process. A lot of people can relate. However, Lucinda has said, I'm okay. Don't worry about it. You don't need to pipe up. Everything's cool. Jaden does not accept that. So he wants to hold Timothy accountable. Timothy overhears that that's Jaden's plan, and he's not going to let it happen.
Jaden walks around here like he's mass royalty. Get over yourself, man.
She was very upset. She was very worked up.
I was. You're right.
That's what was happening.
But it has changed.
Timothy's trying to justify his behaviour towards Lucinda. That's not right. And I think it just needs to stop. You keep saying stay, and you're giving her hope, and we don't know why.
That's bullshit.
I don't think Tim would be here if he didn't have hope.
You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
You are wrong.
Maybe
You're
I am.
completely wrong. I got an issue with anyone under 30 giving me advice. You're a grandstander. You've always been a grandstander. Stay away.
I was on the same team, but I didn't like things that Tim was saying. I don't stand for that. It's below the belt. You're better than that. I'm not into it.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know.
I get it.
I feel like once Lucinda told Jaden, you don't need to step up on my behalf, that should have been the end of it. That really should have been the end of it. I don't know why Jaden decided to cross that boundary when she's already set the boundary. So yeah, I think it was misplaced for Jaden to speak up. But we know that he was on a mission even before talking to Lucinda. So whatever she said was going to be irrelevant either way. Now, in this actual conversation, Timothy says things like, I'm not going to let somebody who's under 30 tell me what to do. If you feel like you know better than a person who is under 30 years old, act like it. You've been throwing tantrums as if you are a 6-year-old. If you feel like you could not benefit from the advice of somebody in their 20s, act like it. He's been very pissy, very agitated. And again, I want to give the grace because of the grief, but he has explained before, he's like this in relationships in general. He takes pride in being hard to deal with. He has a Tin Man tattoo because he knows he struggles with emotions. Like, how many excuses can we give Timothy? And that's another thing about Lucinda. I'm like, girl, you know, not too much on Lucinda because she really is trying, and God bless her. God bless her. Okay. Yeah, Timothy, I feel like it's very naive of someone to believe that age specifically will determine what you can take in as wisdom. There are so many teenagers who I could learn from. My parents tell me so many times, I never knew this. I'm so glad that you're teaching me about this. I'm so glad to learn about this, whatever. You don't know what walks of life people have gone through where they can educate you on something that you genuinely did not know about. Sir, Timothy, your relationships have not panned out well. This relationship is not panning out well. The least you could do is take some advice from other people who clearly are doing better. Now, do you want to take advice from Jaden? I personally wouldn't. If your problem is with Jaden, fine. But if you think it's an age thing, come on, you're daft to think that. So Lucinda is presenting as a united front, which you know on this channel, we love a united front, okay? There's a way to have your partners back and still hold them accountable. Lucinda did it perfectly. She didn't agree with Timothy's behavior at the table. Him smacking the table, his temper. I don't like it. It's giving scary, scary. But she had his back. She's already admitted that throwing him under the bus before wasn't the best way to handle things. So she's trying to course correct, and we love that. But then she did pull him aside and she said, but listen, how you're handling this is not okay. I loved it. Yes, Lucinda. But also, Lucinda, you can get up and go too. Whatever crush you have for this man, girl, dead it. Dead it. Like, why Timothy? I don't understand. Either way, according to Timothy, I've been rambling about this man, but according to Timothy, this has strengthened their bond. So, all right, happy days. All the while, we have Tori saying things towards Timothy, and I don't blame her for wanting to say something, but it's rich coming from her. So some people are actually speaking back to her. More prominently is Cassandra, which I was shocked by because Cassandra doesn't really pipe up much, but Tori has gotten under her skin and she has had enough.
I know when to speak and when not to speak.
Yeah. Really, because Jack tells you when to speak and when not to, because he told her when to speak.
You're slimy as all.
Oh, I'm
You are so smug. So then what's with the eyes that you're giving everyone?
I'm just listening to everyone.
It's just his face. I think, honestly, I don't think Tim cares what anybody thinks about any of this. He doesn't care.
Drinking the Timothy Kool-Aid. She's got like an IV drip for the Timothy Kool-Aid. Small bites, babe. Don't come for the top. I'm sorry, there's a food chain here and you are not at the top. Shut up.
Tori knows better than to try to reprimand another man when she is married to the biggest jackass of the season. She knows better. She knows better. Quite frankly, as a self-proclaimed alpha female, I am embarrassed. I expected better from her. So you're only an alpha when you're attacking other women. Is that what it is? Is that what it is to be an alpha? Because in your own relationship, you don't take charge at all. If anything, you're a walkover. You're a doormat. So anyways, she says there's a pecking order and she believes that she's at the top. Cassandra has no place to come for the top dog. Top of what, sweetie? The fact that you even think that there is a pecking order and that you, of all people, would be at the top shows me how delusional you are. What? Girl, what? In a weird way, Tristan and Cassandra's relationship is actually better than Jack and Tori's because at least they are having honest conversations. At least they are genuinely working through adversity instead of sugarcoating and sweeping things under the rug. I feel like there are more things that they could be addressing, but they're definitely doing better than Jack and Tori. These two just want to lie and pretend like everything is honky-dory, and I know it's for TV, okay? Fully aware. There's no way Jack is actually mistreating her on a real level because the producers would have come and did something. The same way they did in Married at First Sight UK with Brad and Shona. The guy was actually mentally manipulating the girl. So they had to say, okay, I think y'all need to go home. We can't do this. So I'm pretty sure it's for television. But there are women like Tori out there who act just like Tori. You should be embarrassed. Tend to your own garden, okay? There's weeds. There's weeds. And it's your man. Ciao. Anyways, in the next episode, they're going to question Steven's attraction to Michael. I have the same question. This man comes up with excuses. I haven't really seen them be affectionate since the honeymoon. I don't know. I just don't buy into it, which is sad because they're both gorgeous men. Like, what? Michael is so cute. Like, how do you not find him attractive? I'm confused. But anyways, we'll see what happens then. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.